Hey there everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and today's video is going to be looking into messages from your future self. So we're going to be finding out whatever it is that your future self would like for you to know about your current circumstances, or maybe what's to come in the future. We're just going to kind of keep it open and just see what messages may come through. Getting into our disclaimers, please do keep in mind, guys, that this is a general reading. So with that, some messages may resonate with you, other messages might not. As a best practice, if anything is feeling confusing or if it feels like it doesn't really fit your situation, simply just release it and let it go, and respect that that message was meant for somebody else. With these collective readings, they cannot and will not possibly resonate with every single individual who's putting eyes on them. So just proceed with caution and make sure that you are really tapped into your own intuition and the reality of your personal circumstances. Don't try to make something fit that just doesn't fit for you. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right. Also, did just want to share with you guys, if you aren't aware, I did recently start a YouTube memberships on my channel. So if you would like to have access to exclusive members only readings that are chosen by my members, feel free to hit that join button and see what's going on over there. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're going to be working with 3 piles for today's reading. For pile number 1, we have the shadow archetype. For pile number 2, we have the bridge archetype. And then for pile number 3, we have the mirror archetype. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Ask yourself what your future self would like for you to know at this time. Go ahead and select the card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey pile 1, if you guys were drawn to the shadow card here, this will be your message from your future self. So starting off, we have the shadow archetype. Let's go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards for clarity here. What does your future self want you to know, pile 1? Let's take a look. So the shadow archetype really talks about acknowledging aspects of ourselves that might be difficult to acknowledge. Let's see though. Messages from pile 1's future self. We have sacrifice. Giving up something now for a future reward. Okay. Dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals. Okay. So we have realignment here at the bottom of the deck. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. So your future self is asking you guys to take a different look, take a different approach, and look at your situation through a different lens through which you are currently looking versus the lens through which you're currently looking at it. As I was starting to say here with the shadow, this archetype really talks about the need to acknowledge the hidden parts of ourselves that might be kind of difficult to acknowledge, right? Like the guidebook is really interesting because it talks about when you start to think about something and your immediate reaction is, no, not that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to think about that. That's a sign that this is something that you're needing to address. So your future self is asking you to look at something differently, and your future self is asking you to address something that you've been avoiding. Okay, whether it's an aspect of your personality, or for a lot of you guys, I almost feel like it's an approach that you've been taking to something, because whatever perspective you currently have is not serving you in your highest good. Okay, there is something here that your future self is letting you know about sacrifice, that right now I feel like things might feel a little bit tough for you with regard to maybe just life in general, or something specific that you guys are hoping for and wishing for. And I do feel there's something you're wishing for here. So your future self is saying, like, we are giving up something right now because it's going to benefit us in the long run. And if those of you who are watching this haven't done that yet, or you're feeling reluctant about like sacrificing something or foregoing something that you typically like would want to hold on to, your future self is asking you to think about making those sacrifices, thinking of the long-term benefits versus the short-term instant gratification. There's also an energy of putting in a lot of work and effort here. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. So your future self is wanting to let you know that through doing this work and making those sacrifices now, staying on track and on top of your goals that you wish to achieve, you will be successful. Okay? But I don't think that it's necessarily going to be an easy road getting there. Let's continue. Pile 1. What else does your future self want you to know? Messages from pile 1's future self, please. Tell us more, please, Spirit. Ooh. We have the Moon card, okay. And we have the Emperor card. You see, there's something here with this Nine of Cups about indulgence and wish fulfillment. And it's totally okay to want to have all the things, right? It's totally okay for you guys to want to have what you want to have and to have hopes and dreams and things that make you feel good, right? But I feel like this Nine of Cups is showing up as a blockage for you. And this is what your future self is wanting to bring to your attention. I feel like you guys are wanting that indulgence, because the Nine of Cups can mean that sometimes when we're overindulging in something and we're reluctant to give it up because we just want what we want. And it's blocking, it's on top of this Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is blocking your long-term legacy, your long-term financial legacy for some of you, or financial prosperity, right? So kind of going back to this energy of making sacrifices, you may have to take a cup away, right? You may have to give something up. This card is instant gratification, right? The Nine of Cups is instant gratification. It's not thinking about the long term. It wants what it wants right now. Does that make sense? And an indulgence here and there is fine. But when this is a practice and it's a habit, this is where it gets us in the way of achieving our goals, right? So your future self is asking you guys to think differently about this, to realign yourself with your goals, and to think about, with the Emperor card, your long-term stability versus your short-term instant gratification, your short-term needs. I do feel that this group is going through a period of uncertainty here with the Moon card, a period of uncertainty specifically about this Emperor right here. Like there's something about your foundations, your structure, your boundaries in life, your support system that your future self is talking about here with regard to this matter. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. All right. So as I was saying, you guys, there's definitely an energy here of uncertainty that your higher self is calling out right now. I think also with the Moon card being here, your higher self is saying that you're not seeing the situation clearly. Okay, there could be an energy like with avoiding the shadow side, with avoiding kind of dealing with this thing that you know that you need to deal with, but you're avoiding it, right? The Moon can talk about projecting illusions onto the situation. And your future self is coming in with this like dad energy. And they're saying it's time for us to get it together. It's time for us to be a little bit more structured, be a little bit more strict, and really see things from a very grounded and practical perspective. Okay? It's kind of like what I'm getting with this Nine of Cups. This is a very self-indulgent energy, right? The Emperor card, or Aries energy, can also be about self. And so your future self is asking you to continue to think about yourself and put yourself first. But instead of allowing the indulgence, they're wanting you to focus on setting boundaries for yourself, giving yourself rules, giving yourself some structure, things like that, okay? So let's continue, pile one. This is very interesting. I feel like your future self is over here like getting you together a little bit, like scolding you. All right, so messages from pile one's future self, please. What do they need to know? Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Okay. Sensitivity. You're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So your future self, even though they are coming in with a little bit of this strict dad energy, they are still saying that it's okay. They are still saying to you that it's okay that you have emotion around the situation. It's okay that there are difficulties that you're feeling around this situation. It's important for this group, I think, going back to the shadow, there may be even a tendency to kind of mask or hide your feelings or not want to acknowledge the feelings that you feel. Again, the shadow, it's about needing to confront things deep down inside that we've been avoiding for a really long time. I feel like this group does avoid their feelings. And maybe some of you guys do show up in this more emperor-like energy at times where you're very like structured or boundaried. You put off this more cold or stoic energy when deep down inside you're hurting or you're dealing with things that are difficult. Okay. There's also a need for this group to increase their faith, right? To not always feel like everything has to be up to you, right? Because this card is talking about letting your angels, letting the universe, letting spirit also support you, right? We talk about this a lot with manifestation, and sometimes it can just feel like it's like a lot that we're supposed to do, or this heavy burden, or something just feels difficult. Like there's a lot of friction in getting where we would like to be. And there's always that importance of striking that balance, like showing up with intention and showing the universe, like, this is what I want, but then also being able to like lean back as soon as you start to feel that resistance and say, okay, I've shown the universe what I want. Now let the universe, my angels, etc., help me. Okay. So let's see what else. Pile number 1. Messages from your future self. What do they want you to know? Yeah, I feel as though like the message is about like there's a need to get rid of, give something up for now and think more about the long-term results, the long-term goal that you have versus the instant gratification need that you're wanting met. And it's something that I think you guys already know, because the shadow is saying that like you're aware that there's something here that needs to change. There's something here that needs to be acknowledged, but there's a hesitancy or an avoidance to doing so. Okay, what else? Pile 1, messages from their future self. We have forgiveness. Okay, what else? Beautiful card. Okay. You are not alone. We also have success here at the bottom of the deck. And look, perspective just literally flew out, which is exactly what this card right here is talking about as well. I think that for a lot of you guys, maybe you are achieving a higher level of success than you really even realize. And there's a need to shift perspective here. I do feel like there's something that this group is looking to achieve. There's some sort of a goal that you've been really dedicated to. Maybe you're getting to a place where you feel like you want to give up for some reason. But I feel like there's something here coming through about your mindset as well, right? Like maybe you guys have actually done better than you're giving yourselves credit for with regard to your personal circumstances. And there's a need to kind of shift the mindset to gratitude and to think about, okay, well, I've accomplished this, or what have you accomplished, and how can you honor that while still continuing to strive for whatever it is you ultimately wish for? I feel like this group might be isolating a little bit as well. Right? We have this energy of you are not alone. A lot of you guys might be feeling right now, like your future self is saying, like right now you guys feel like you're by yourself. Maybe some of you guys feel like you've been abandoned, or that people don't understand you, or people are not helping you. Maybe somebody has hurt you here. I'm seeing that with sensitivity and forgiveness here. Your future self is telling you that you're not alone. In fact, this is very spiritual. Your entire message, pile 1. It's like you are surrounded by love. You are surrounded by your spirit team, if that's something you believe in, your angels, your ancestors. They're guiding you right now. They're with you right now. And I feel like there's a need to kind of co-create, work on your ability to co-create with the universe versus feeling like you have the burden of it all on your own. It could be for this group that you like revert into this like instant need being met energy because you feel like it's just too difficult to do it all by yourself, but you're not by yourself. Your future self is letting you know that you need to have a higher increase in faith, if that makes sense. And allow the universe, your spirit team, to take the burden off of your shoulders for some of these things. I think your future self is also telling you that your heart will heal. Your heart will heal and you will feel better in your heart space in the future. I think that your future self is telling you that there's ability to actually achieve what it is you want. But it seems contingent on you guys really shifting your perspective here. Like I feel this version of your future self has come out of the other side of whatever this is, and they're telling you like this is what we're capable of if you make these changes. But if you don't make these changes, you're going to continue to get the same results. Okay, so let's close it out with just one more card, pile one. This has been a really interesting message. I just continue to feel like your future self is like coming in being really strict with you right now. They really want you to be a little bit more structured in your life and think more about your long-term future than your short-term gratification, okay? Disseminating moon, take time to breathe out. Beautiful energy. And look at this, you guys. Balancing spirituality and practicality. This is insane because this is exactly what I've been talking about in this reading. It's about, and we have Piscean energy here with like the moon. It's kind of interesting because I actually see the Aries energy as being very practical with this Emperor, but then the moon is being very spiritual, right? So there is a need for there to be more of that balance here between like your faith and your beliefs and aligning your beliefs with your intentions, with the action that you take, right? Not being overly spiritual where you just say, okay, I'll give it up to the universe, but then you don't do anything in the practical 3D sense, or vice versa, where you're doing all this stuff in the 3D, like running yourself ragged, but not having that faith that the universe is supporting you, right? So there's definitely this message being echoed throughout, like a need to maintain that balance. But the disseminating moon, to close us out, is asking you to kind of take a step back, right? I think right now things might feel really stressful. There might be a situation here that is bringing up a lot of emotion for you. And this card is saying that it's okay to take a break, right? It's okay to take a step back from the situation, detach from the situation a little bit so that you can clear your mind, clear your head, okay? Let me just pull it up really quick in the guidebook. I want to just see if we can read a little bit from the passage here. Where are you? Disseminating moon. Bear with me, you guys. 34. Okay. So this is beautiful. I am where I am and it's okay. So realizing that you're here in the present moment and it's okay to be exactly where you are right now. Additional messages include you should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else or avoid falling into a slump. Yeah, it's time for tranquility. But I also think that your future self is telling you that tranquility and peace are coming. For right now, if things are feeling frustrating for you, it is okay to, take some time out and revisit at a later date. So pile one, please tell me how this resonates. I'm curious to know what's been going on with you guys. It feels like you have a lot on your plate right now. Comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post again, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking into messages from your future self. Overall energy, your archetype card is the energy of the bridge. So definitely feels like your future self is highlighting the fact that something is going to be coming together for you between now and whatever this version of your future self is. There could be a relationship issue that's being resolved. There could be some sort of common ground that's being found. Let's see, though. Pile 2. Messages from their future self, please. We have strength. And we have self-awareness. Okay. It seems like this bridge, the key to this bridge being built, starts with self. And that's what your future self is telling you right now. Self-awareness, tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns. Strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery, okay? Your future self is saying that things are going to come together with you, whether it be like in your relationship or just relationships in general, or some sort of gap or foundation that you're trying to build. Things are going to come together and become easier for you when you become more aware of yourself, okay? Questioning your own routines, questioning your own patterns. How do you show up in relationships? How do you show up to achieving your goals, right? For some of you, this may not have to do with a relationship specifically. It could have to do with you building something sturdy, some sort of foundation for your goals. Maybe going from one type of lifestyle to a new type of lifestyle and wanting to be able to walk across that bridge with, a stable foundation. There's something about your own behavior that your higher self is asking you to question at this time and to study at this time. You're also, your higher self, I keep saying your higher self, I guess it kind of is your higher self, but your future self is also saying that this is a time where perseverance is being cultivated as a trait within you. Like, there's a need here to make sure that you don't give up. I think your future self is also saying that it does take courage to be able to look in the mirror at yourself. And it can be all too easy sometimes, especially if this, for some of you, is about a relationship with someone that you're not getting along or things are just not aligning. Maybe this person is acting like a jerk or whatever. Like, sometimes it can be really easy to focus our energy on the other person because it's a lot harder to look at ourselves and say, you know what? Like, there's some opportunities that I have here as well. How am I enabling this situation to be what it is? Okay, so your future self is saying that, like, you being able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, okay, here are my opportunities is actually a really big strength. It's a strength to acknowledge the areas in which you're vulnerable or the areas in which you are deficient or maybe even problematic, right? And confronting those things and becoming aware of those patterns is the first step toward resolution here, okay? So messages from pile 2's future self, please. Oop. Page of Cups. For some of you, this could have to do with a child. We also have an Ace of Swords. Yeah, so I think that there's going to be, your future self is telling you that there is clarity coming, specifically if you guys kind of like connect to your inner child, okay? I feel for a lot of you guys that what is going on here is that there's a part of your inner child that's being like reenacted in your adult life, okay? And so when you think back to the days when you were young, like, and carefree and maybe even like with love, romantic expression or the expression of love in general, it doesn't have to necessarily just be like romantic love. Was there something that happened where you guys felt like you were not acknowledged or not given attention? Or was there something that you experienced where you didn't get the validation externally that you needed, right? We also have a Queen of Swords here underneath. So there could have been someone in your life that was very strict or harsh with you, critical at times. But yeah, it feels like through examining those inner child patterns or those inner child experiences, you were able to now look at the situation differently. It's like an aha light bulb moment is coming to you. I think also for some of you guys, this is talking about not just love and relationships, but I think it's also talking about creative projects or endeavors, because I can see for this group, there are some of you that might be wanting to go, like I was saying, from one type of lifestyle to another type of lifestyle. And you're wanting to build that solid foundation so that you can bridge over to this new creative endeavor that you want to do with the Page of Cups. Okay, so I think there's clarity coming through connecting into your creativity as well. So let's see. Pile 2. What else does Pile 2's future self want them to know? Please, Spirit. Messages from Pile 2's future self. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. What else? Peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Ooh, and then at the bottom of the deck, we also have life review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Yeah. This is big, you guys. It definitely feels like a lot of you are at some sort of a crossroads here in your life. And I think that it's like I'm picking up on more than just relationships, right? It's like love, it's friendships, it's your career. I think you guys are at a crossroads maybe in multiple areas of life right now. Your future self is saying that right now is a really great time to take a look at everything in your life that's not satisfying or that's out of balance. And it's time to make a plan to make some changes here. You guys are being reassured that you are already highly intuitive and you already know a lot of like what this is talking about, right? It's going to be really important for you to trust yourselves, to trust your intuition, but then take action and stay perseverant, toward achieving the goals that you want to achieve for yourself. I feel like you guys will also, I feel like your future self is also saying like, questioning those routines and patterns and examining yourself doesn't have to be done through a really critical, blunt lens here, okay? It can be done with love, with the Page of Cups. Remember, inner child, like think of yourself as a little baby, as a little toddler, as a little elementary school age kid. You're giving yourself what you needed back then that maybe you didn't receive. Okay? So peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Show yourself love through the process. Okay, let's see what else. What else does Pile 2's future self want them to know about this situation here? Listen. Ooh, okay. What else? And let go. Beautiful energies. Gratitude. That came up in Pile 1 as well. So your future self is wanting you to listen to your intuition. Okay, this is just confirming what we were getting here with this. You guys already know what to do intuitively. Now it's time for you to trust. I feel like maybe you guys struggle to trust your intuition because of this critical person that's either currently in your life or was in your life that's when you were a kid, or this person is like mimicking someone from your past today, okay? And it's time to let that go, right? Listen to yourself. Listen to your instincts. Honor your intuition because you guys know exactly what's right for you. You know what to do. Your future self is also asking you to, it's just confirming like the need to let go of old patterns, to let go of old attachments, cycles that no longer serve you in your highest good. Your future self is telling you that once you're able to do that, there's a whole new outlook on life going forward for the better. Okay. continue. Let's grab one more card here. Pile number 2. Messages from pile 2's future self, please. Ooh, the full moon. Surrender to the divine. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a situation where I feel like you guys, there's a lot of emotion here. There's a difficulty. The full moon does bring a lot of emotion, but the full moon also allows us a time to reflect on our situation, reflect on the previous cycle that we're closing out in our lives. There's also a lot of momentum here, right, with the full moon. And here we have at the bottom of the deck, the waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum, right? So there's an undertone of progress being made. I feel like there's an undertone here of you guys already like having a certain level of awareness intuitively of what direction you want to go and how you want to move. Now it's time for you to just act on it. Take the action. Use this powerful energy of the full moon to drive action moving forward. But also to release and let go of the parts of your life that are no longer serving you, the people, the situations, the patterns, etc. Let me know, pile 2, how this resonates for you. I feel like I was getting a lot of different things in this reading, and some of it felt a little bit vague to me, but let me know how this resonates and what you guys have going on and what's been on your hearts and minds. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you know when I post next, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey, group 3, if you guys were drawn to the mirror archetype, this will be your reading. We're looking into messages from your future self. So let's go ahead and start with some of these oracle cards for clarification. Clarifying this energy of the mirror, please, Spirit. What does pile 3's future self want them to know? Pile 3's future self want them to know. We have moving on. Ooh, okay. And we have communicates. Okay. The mirror is a really interesting archetype for you guys to get because the mirror can talk about self-perception. And the mirror is something that can be incredibly powerful because depending on how we perceive ourselves, it can impact like the way we feel about ourselves and then the way that we move in the world, right? But it can also be full of trickery and delusions, right? Or illusions, rather. Everyone uses the word delusions or delulus lately, so that's why I said that. But it's duality with the mirror, right? There's power in it because it can help you to see yourself in a light that helps you to drive towards success or manifest the things you want. But it can also have you perceive yourself in a way that's not accurate, right? Now, your future self is specifically highlighting here moving on, right? So there's endings that are bringing healthy beginnings. So for some of you guys, I feel like we're actually getting some insight into something in the future. For pile 1 and 2, it felt like their future selves are wanting them to focus more on the present moment, but your future self is specifically highlighting something happening in the future, right? There's something in the present that you guys are ending, and it's bringing in a new and healthy beginning for you. And I feel like with the mirror here, your future self is wanting you to really stay in tune with the way that you see yourself, because I feel like this new beginning is something that your future self is wanting you to really make the most of. And if you're seeing yourself in a distorted way or through a distorted lens, you may not be able to see all of the abundance and blessings that are coming through for you with this new beginning. We also have communicate, receive, and express the truth. So there's also something here, maybe kind of tying into this message of the mirror around like the truth, right? Speaking very clearly your truth. Being open to receiving the truth, seeing yourself truthfully as you really are. Let's get a little more clarity on this, though. What else for pile 3? What does their future self want them to know? Messages from pile 3's future self, please. We have an 8 of Swords and we have a King of Pentacles coming through. Wow. Yeah. You see, the Eight of Swords is communication energy, but it also talks about the way we think about things, right? I think that for this group, there may be a struggle with self-empowerment that you guys are kind of breaking out of here. And your future self is wanting you to continue this practice because with the King of Pentacles, there's a lot of abundance coming through for you. Financial abundance, stability, material stability. This could even signify a partner that's coming in for you for some, who's here to support materially, okay? And be somebody that's reliable for you. But the thing about it is, with this communication, receive and express the truth, I feel like some of you guys who chose pile 3 might have a tendency to slip into negative thoughts or to not see your circumstances clearly and get a little bit stuck in your head. So when we take a look at the Eight of Swords, we can see that we have this woman, this girl here. She's like in the pool of water. She's got these little like cloths tying her up, and she's kind of stuck in fear, right? But the thing is that like look at all this beauty that's around her. All of these fruits, we have this cute little duck. There's literally nothing here that she needs to be afraid of. She just needs to take the blindfold off and look around and walk away, right? If she doesn't like the situation that she's in. So I feel like I'm saying all this to say your future self is letting you know that you guys have a lot more power over your circumstances than you think you are. And your thoughts are powerful. And if you're in this place of believing that you're stuck or believing that it's awkward or believing that you can't do it, that's exactly what's going to be mirrored back to you. Okay, and your future self is telling you that you have a brand new beginning coming through for you in the future that is bringing in prosperity and stability and abundance for you. And your future self doesn't want you to be like inadvertently blocking your blessings. You know what I mean? So let's see. What else does your future self want you to know? Pile number 3. Let's see what else we get here for you. We have indigo and crystal children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Okay. We also have leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. See, your future self is telling you that you're getting ready to move into a leadership position, whether it be at work. You do have a 3 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck, which could indicate a work change here or some sort of creative project that you guys are going to be working on coming up here in the future. Look at this, you guys. Underneath, we have the Ace of Swords, and underneath of that, we have the 9 of Pentacles. This new beginning is bringing in a lot of prosperity and abundance for you. There could be an air of like, there's like a hint of entrepreneurship that I'm getting from this, although it doesn't necessarily have to be for everybody here. But like there's a new way, a new opportunity, a new way for you to think differently about things with the Ace of Swords, leading to prosperity and abundance for you, being able to really relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because this card isn't like super hard work. You know what I mean? Like this card is doing like creative, collaborative projects, things that are more fun in my experience, okay? Or building something with someone. But your future self, I keep wanting to say your higher self. It's because I'm using this, we're going to use the higher self oracle in a second, but your future self is telling you that it's time to step into leadership, right? So whether you're physically like materially leading someone like at work or a group of people, or it's just about you taking the lead in your own life and standing in your own personal self-empowerment, taking the lead and being the leader and being in the spotlight is something that's coming for you. They're wanting you to get ready for it. King of Pentacles also shows leadership energy as well. Some of you guys could be working with children, or there's something significant with children related to this new beginning. It's possible that some of you could be becoming parents in the future, potentially, or, you know, like working with children in some capacity as well. So yeah. Let's see what else for pile 3. What else does your future self want you to be aware of at this time? We have expect the unexpected. Ooh, okay. Okay. We also have trust. Wow. This is insane, you guys. So your future self is telling you that there are going to be certain things that come up that you aren't expecting, right? And don't expect the ordinary, okay? I think that when the universe comes in and throws you a curveball, or when things kind of take a direction that you're not expecting them to take, your future self is wanting you to be able to step into leadership energy, right? They're wanting you to be prepared for this and realize that it doesn't have to be awkward, right? It doesn't have to be scary. It could actually be something that's really exciting. I think that this group is getting ready to go down a new path that's going to look differently than what you imagined, okay? And so I think your future self is saying kind of like get comfortable with being a little uncomfortable, or get comfortable with not knowing exactly how it's all going to play out, rather. I keep hearing, for those of you that really follow astrology, I feel like this group needs to check where the planet Uranus is transiting your chart over the next like couple of years. As I'm uploading and recording this video, I think it will still be in Taurus, but it will be moving into Gemini, I think in 2025. So it could be interesting for this group to also look at their chart to see, because Uranus brings unexpected energies and kind of shakes things up. So it could be interesting to kind of pinpoint what area of life Uranus is going to be impacting your chart in the next coming years. Having trust coming up as being important as well. There is this little, we have these rocks that are here. Typically, you would see the larger rock at the bottom, but you can see that the larger rock is balanced on top of these small ones, and we got a feather that's about to land on it, which could topple the whole thing over, right? So I think that your future self is telling you that things might look different. Things might even look messy for some of you, or things might feel a little unstable, but have trust, because all is sort of how it's supposed to be. All is how it's supposed to be. Okay? All right. Let's see what else we have here for pile 3 to close us out. Messages from your future self. From the Moonology Oracle deck, which I have not used this deck in so long. We have third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. You see, I feel like this is your future self just confirming, like you're getting ready to start on this new beginning, but it may require you to like tweak a little bit. You may have to pivot. There may be something that comes up again that you're not expecting, and you will be required to make adjustments. I'm going to pull up in the guidebook really quick the third quarter moon just to see what other key messages we need to know. All right, so like here, attuned to the moon, I'm reevaluating the situation. It says your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing you issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner. Trust may be required to move the situation forwards. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a big thing about like letting go of control issues for this group. Like for some of you, just trusting that things are going to evolve the way that they're supposed to evolve. But I also think it's like, instead of being afraid of change, getting excited about it and really immersing yourself in it through looking at it like differently with the Ace of Swords here. Looking at the situation differently and being more in that mindset of, okay, like this is really great. What can I build from this? Instead of being a little nervous about it or fearful. So, pile 3, please comment below. I would love to hear how this resonates and what's been going on in your life leading up until this point. If you guys are not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I'll see you there. Bye.